The purpose of this module is to enable you to understand databases and a popular database management application, Access 2016. This module covers the following topics. What is a database? Database Management System. Introducing Access 2016. Creating a database. Setting data types. Modifying table design. Opening an existing database. Totaling, sorting, filtering, and searching data. Every organization has to maintain data related to its business, its employees, and so on. For example, a school maintains data on their students' personal details, their academic and co-curricular achievements, and on the details of their teachers and administrative staff. This data needs to be available to a user easily and promptly. Also, this data needs to be updated regularly. Therefore, it is preferable to organize the data. A database is used for this purpose. Databases arrange information in such a way that any specific piece of information can be easily accessed. A good database removes duplicate or unnecessary data, reduces the size of the data, increases the efficiency of the user, and also helps in maintaining the accuracy of data. Elements of a database. There are 4 different types of databases. 1. Hierarchical. 2. Network. 3. Relational. And 4. Object-oriented. Of these, the relational database model is the most popular. This database stores data in the form of tables. A table organizes data into rows called records and columns called fields. Records and fields together make a table. Each record defines information about one entity and gives complete details about it. Each field defines information of a certain type for all records. Tables, fields, and records form the elements of a relational database. Database Management System. Database management involves creating, modifying, deleting, and adding data in a database. The software that performs these functions is called a database management system. Access, MySQL, and Oracle are some popular DBMS software. Functions of a DBMS. When a large amount of data is stored in various files, there is a possibility of issues such as data redundancy, data inconsistency, and data inaccuracy. A DBMS provides an easy solution to all these problems as it allows centralized control over data. A DBMS provides the following benefits: reduces data redundancy, controls data inconsistency, facilitates sharing of data, enforces standards, ensures data security, maintains integrity. Let us look at the benefits in detail. Reduces data redundancy. Data redundancy means duplication of data. Redundant data may be data that is repeated in another table or can be calculated so it does not have to be stored. For example, a table may have a date of birth and age. The age can be calculated by subtracting the date of birth from today's date. Redundant data increases the database file size. Using a DBMS, the data can be stored at a single place in the database, thereby reducing or eliminating data duplication. Controls data inconsistency. Suppose addresses of students of a school are stored in 2 files, bus information and fees information. A student informs the bus in charge about a change in his or her address. Now the new address will be reflected in the bus information file, but the same change may not be made in the fees information file. Hence, the two files would have two different addresses for the same student. This will not happen in a properly maintained database. Facilitates sharing of data. Different users can use the same database to extract data depending on their individual needs. Enforces standards. A DBMS makes it possible to apply certain standards in data representation. These standards could be an organization's own standards or national or international standards. Ensures data security. In a DBMS, the database administrator has complete control over the database and ensures that the data is accessible only to authorized people. Different categories of users can be given different permissions. Some may have the authority to only view the data, while others may have the authority to modify the data too. Maintains integrity. A DBMS supports database integrity. Suppose a database contains information about the marks scored by the students in an examination. If the maximum marks are 100, you can have rules to make sure that the database accepts numbers only in the range of 0 to 100. Microsoft Access. Microsoft Access is one of the popular DBMS applications. Its latest version is Access 2016. It is a relational database where data is stored in the form of tables. A relational database uses multiple tables to organize data and creates relationships between these tables to retrieve data. Each specific piece of information in a table is called a value. A value is located at the intersection of a column and a row. The total number of values in a table is the number of rows multiplied by the number of columns. Records in a table are arranged according to a common reference value known as the primary key or the key field. A primary key is one or more column whose values uniquely identify each row in a table. The value in the primary field is different for every record and thus helps to identify records uniquely. For example, in a table containing information about admission of students, the column admission number behaves as the primary key as every student has a unique admission number. Elements of Access 2016. Access 2016 includes a new user interface as compared to the previous version. The elements of Access 2016. Title bar. It appears at the top of the window and displays the name of the active database and, by default, displays the path to the folder where it is stored. Quick Access Toolbar. At the left end of the title bar is the Quick Access Toolbar. By default, the Quick Access Toolbar displays the Save, Undo, and Redo buttons. You can customize it to display more commands of your choice. Control buttons. The control buttons are present at the right end of the title bar. Minimize, Restore or Maximize, and Close buttons are used to minimize, restore, and close the window respectively. Click the Help tab to open Access Help where you can search for any information. Ribbon. This is the area below the title bar. The top of the ribbon has a set of tabs. Clicking the tab displays its associated set of commands. Commands are organized into groups. The main tabs are File, Home, Create, External Data, and Database Tools. When you click and type in the Tell Me What You Want to Do box, Access will attempt to help you in your task. File tab. It has commands that help manage Access and Access databases. Click the File tab to open the File menu and the Backstage view. The main commands available in the File menu are Info, New, Open, Save, Save As, Print, Close, Account, and Options. You can go back to the database and the ribbon by clicking the back arrow on top. Navigation pane. This is the area on the left of the window, and it displays your database objects within the current database. It has a Tables window in which you can view and edit the database content. When you open a database or create a new one, the names of the database objects appear in the navigation pane. Tab Document. Database objects appear as tab documents. The tabs can be seen on the tab bar. Status bar. This bar is present at the bottom of the window. It displays information about the current database and includes buttons to change views. Table window. The table window provides two possible views of the database. Datasheet view. It displays the data within the database and allows you to enter and edit data, but does not allow you to change the format of the database. Design view. It displays the format of the database and allows you to change the format of the database objects. To choose the view of an open table, select the Home tab. Click the View icon in the Views group, then choose a view option. For example, choose Design View. The Design view opens in the table window. Note that the Design tab has been automatically selected. Database objects. An object in a database could be any of the following. Table. It stores the data in a database. Form. It lets you enter and display data in a customized format. Query. It retrieves data from one or more tables based on a selection criterion. Report. It displays data in an easy-to-read format for printing. Macro. It automates tasks that are performed often. Module. It contains programming statements written in VBA programming language. Of these objects, we will learn about tables, forms, queries, and reports in this class. Starting Access 2016. To start Access 2016, select Start and then click Access 2016 application in the Start menu. This will display the Start screen of Access 2016. To create a new database, you can choose an Access template that has various built-in tables, queries, forms, and reports that are ready to use. You can also search online for more templates. You may also create a database from scratch. Creating a database. Using a template. In order to create a database using predefined templates, follow these steps. In the Access 2016 Start screen, click a template, say Contacts. You can also perform an online search of the template or click Categories. You can see the complete list of all categories in the right pane. There are also hyperlinks, which you can click to reveal the templates within each category. enter a name and location of the file in the dialog box that appears. Click the Create button. A welcome screen appears. It provides a brief description of the database and also offers assistance. Click the arrow to watch an online video demonstrating how to use this database. Click the Get Started button to open the database. Access creates the database and displays the table in Datasheet view. The navigation pane displays all the objects. In case a security warning is displayed, click the Enable Content button to use all features, macro code functions of the database. Create a database from scratch. If none of the existing templates fits your needs, you can start with a blank database. The steps to create a blank database are: click Blank Database. A dialog box opens with default name for the database and a default location on your computer. The default name is database n.accdb, where n is a numeral, 1, 2, 3, and so on. You can either use the suggested defaults or type a name for your database in the file name box and choose a folder. Click the Create button to complete the creation of the new database at your chosen location. The database will now open in the Access User interface. You will see a blank table, Table 1, in Datasheet view, where you can add data. Access automatically creates a field called ID, which can be renamed or deleted to suit your requirement, and provides a Click to Add header that prompts you to add more fields. The field ID is the primary key, an entry that will uniquely identify each record in the table. No two records in this table can have the same value for the primary key field. It is incremented automatically. You do not have to enter a value in it. Adding fields in Datasheet view. Access 2016 provides two methods for adding fields to a table. First method. Click the Click to Add field header. Select a data type for that field from the drop-down list that appears. A new field named Field 1 is inserted. Type the field heading title, example model, to replace the default heading. Second method. Click the column header to the right of which you want to add a field with the required data type. Let us click on the column header model. Under Table Tools, click the Fields tab. Select a data type for that field from the Add and Delete group. A new field named Field 1 is inserted. Type a field heading title, example cost, to replace the default heading. Select the empty cell below the field model and type the text. Then, press the Tab key to move to the next field. The value 1 appears in the ID field. You can save the table by clicking the Save icon on the Quick Access toolbar. Under Table Name, enter a name, example Cars, and then click OK to close the table. It gets added to the Tables group in the navigation pane. Rules for naming a field. The rules for naming a field are as follows. A field name can be 1 to 64 characters long. However, it is advisable to use at most 10 characters so that the field name is easy to remember and you make no errors while typing. A field name can include letters, numbers, and some special characters. The underscore sign is allowed and is commonly used. A field name cannot have a period, an exclamation mark, brackets, or the grave accent. A field name can be in uppercase, lowercase, or mixed case. Using a right data type for a field helps control what you can enter in a field. The table given below lists the data types available in Access 2016. In Datasheet view, you can add, delete, rename, move, and change the data type of a field using the Fields tab under Table Tools. Deleting a field. To delete a field, click its column header. Then, click Delete in the Add and Delete group. Click Yes in the message box that appears to permanently delete the fields. Moving a field. Click the column header that you want to move. Drag it to the left or right. Notice the thick line that appears on dragging. Release the mouse button. Hiding, unhiding fields or columns. Click the column header. If you want to select more than one column, press the Shift key. Click the Home tab. In the Records group, click the More button and then click Hide Fields. Now you cannot see the hidden fields in Datasheet view. In the Records group, click the More button and click Unhide Fields to open the column dialog box. You can select and clear checkboxes to control which fields should be visible. Freezing, unfreezing fields. If you have a number of fields in a table, you will not be able to see the entire set of fields until you scroll to the right. You can freeze the required fields you want to see. To freeze the fields, click the column header. Click the Home tab. In the Records group, click the More button and then click Freeze Fields. Now you can see all the frozen fields on the right while scrolling. To restore the fields to their previous state, click the Unfreeze All Fields option. Changing the data type. To change the data type, follow these steps. Click the field header whose data type you want to change. In the Formatting group on the Fields tab, click the drop-down menu arrow of the Data Type option. Select the required data type from the drop-down list that appears. Changing a field's format. Click the column header. On the Fields tab, click the arrow next to the Format text box in the Formatting group. Select the required format. You can open an existing database in Access 2016 by following these steps. Click the File tab. In the Backstage view, click Open. If the database appears in the Recent list, click to open it. On the Open page that appears, select This PC in the center pane. Then, click on Browse. You can open a file by selecting OneDrive. In the Open dialog box that appears, choose the drive and folder that contains the database. Select the required database and then click on the Open button. You have learned how to sum, sort, and filter data in Excel. You can do the same in Access 2. Calculations in Datasheet view. Access 2016 has a feature called Totals that makes it easier to perform mathematical calculations with data. This feature lets you find out the sum, count, average, and so on for your data. Let us create a table called Employee in Datasheet view as shown. Now, in the Records group on the Home tab, click Totals. This creates Total row at the bottom of the table. In the Total row, Click the cell in the column Salary. An arrow button will appear in the selected cell. Click the arrow button to open a drop-down menu of function options. Select the desired function to see the result appear in the selected cell. Here, select Sum to get the sum of all entries in Salary. Sorting data. You can sort the information stored in a table based on the values in one or more fields in either ascending or descending order. In the navigation pane, double-click Employee to open the table in Datasheet view. Click the drop-down menu arrow of the Salary field to display a menu of sorting and filtering options. Click Sort Smallest to Largest to rearrange the records in ascending order of Salary. The upward pointing arrow to the right of the Salary field indicates that the table is sorted in the ascending order on this field. To undo the sorting, click the Home tab. In the Sort and Filter group, click the Remove Sort button. Click Sort Largest to Smallest to rearrange the records in descending order of Salary. The downward pointing arrow to the right of the Salary field indicates that the table is now sorted in the descending order on this field. Filtering data. To filter data, follow these steps. In the column that you want to filter, click the drop-down arrow to the right of the column header, example, department number, and clear the Select All checkbox. Now, select the department number that you want to see in your datasheet. You can select as many as you need. For example, let us select 10. Access 2016 will display the rows with the corresponding value you have selected and will hide the rest. Note, you are not deleting any data, just hiding it. After you click OK, an icon appears to indicate that the column has filtered data. If you point at an icon, Access 2016 will display the filter criteria. To remove the filter, click the Toggle Filter button in the Sort and Filter group on the Home tab. The datasheet will go back to the original state. Advanced Filtering. To apply advanced filtering in Access 2016, follow these steps. Click the arrow to the right of the Salary column header. You can also select the column header and click the Filter button in the Sort and Filter group on the Home tab. From the menu that appears, click Number Filters and click Between in the submenu. The Between Numbers dialog box appears. Type 50,000 in the smallest text box and 60,000 in the largest text box. Click OK. You will now see only records of those employees whose salary is in the range of 50,000 to 60,000. If you bring the mouse pointer over the filtered icon on the right of the column header, the filter criteria will appear. To remove the filter, click Toggle Filter in the Sort and Filter group on the Home tab. If you click the Toggle Filter button again, the current filter will be reapplied. Filtering by selection. Let us filter the records of salary between 50,000 and 60,000 by selection. The steps are: click the cell containing the data you want to filter. Click the Home tab. In the Sort and Filter group, click the Select option. From the drop-down list that opens, click Between. The Between Numbers dialog box appears. Type 50,000 and 60,000 in the respective text boxes. Click OK. Searching for data. To search for data quickly, use the search box at the bottom of the Access screen. Type a word, phrase, date, or number in the search box and press the Enter key. For example, let us type Kumar in the search box. Access 2016 highlights the corresponding characters in the first record that matches your search. To find the next matching record, press the Enter key again. Access finds all records that match your search data anywhere in your datasheet.